Alright, get back to the 200 shard grind here. Uh-oh. That's not necessarily the best one to, jump back into it after some time off of the series. And, in fact, I might say it's the worst one. I think I would rather have Tethys and Penumbra over Sentient in a 200 shard run. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. There's a lot of recency bias when you're evaluating chance. If you were to go back and look at all my previous random tier lists I've done, they always have definitely shifts over time. Like right now, I'm pretty low on Sentient. Scourge Fell's annoying, but the rest is fine. Starting Razor Sharp Edge is good. Forgone Power is good. Siphon's not. Awake is fine. I would say this is an okay start. I mean, I'm not like too worried here. Vulcan Banner out the steel is great. This is a decision, though. The interesting thing about Sentient is I really think basically all three of her paths are relatively weak, Ring 1. Spikes protects the most against Divine Horde, which I really want to take, but Cultivate actually is the one that has a chance of doing something. I mean, Bristling will still be okay into this version of Fel, and somewhat okay if I somehow don't get AoE or don't get a quick sweeper into Temperament. It's probably Bristling, even though I want to take Cultivate. Cultivate definitely has the ceiling. Bristling just has no ceiling at all. And it has a floor that isn't that high either. I think I really don't value Bristling. It's interesting because I'll always see people talk favorably about Bristling, and I've just, in my 2,000 hours of playing this game, and Bristling was my favorite path when I very first started the game, but once probably from the point of Covenant 25 on, I have never liked Bristling, and I've never really wavered on that. But I am probably going to take it here. I just don't think it's that good, but I don't know. I've kind of scaled back my thoughts on Cultivate as well. I think when I see Razor Sharp Edge in hand, I don't need to Cultivate as much. God, these are horrible. Winged Indulgence is almost bad to take here. Is it, though? I might just take the Infused Mallet because it probably kills enough Collector. Well, it has a chance to kill at least one Collector that I might not otherwise be able to get, considering I have no backline. Take that. Swing and a miss. Well, these are all speculative picks. Capricious does have some benefit if we find Animus of Will, because it's pretty hard to find an upgrade other than Burnout 1 that isn't good on Animus of Will. But I don't know. Burnout 1 would screw her. Damage Shield, any sort of attack would probably screw her. I really don't like a Ring 1 Capricious. Could YOLO it. It's probably the one that has the average best value provided to the run. None of them do anything for me currently. We're going to have a tough Ring 1. At least we have Forgone Powers, so this should help us quite a lot, depending. And Bristling should help with backline. Oh man, 31 game streak. I could take the Capricious Reflection and just blame Capricious if I lose. It could be an easy out. And honestly, it's probably the one I should take here. It just really sucks when it screws your banner choices over. But we have... I was going to say a nice pairing, but it's opposite Elephant and a Vortex. We're going to be going to 30 shards here, potentially 40, probably 40. Might have to skip that and go there, though. Just not make use of the gold. We could save a lot of gold going into here, potentially. A lot of merchant steels are pretty good here. Well, are they? They're opposite hell vents in a lot of cases, but they are attached to still like nice stuff, I guess. God, Capricious. Please don't screw me, Capricious. The most rat bastard artifact of all time. Normally I don't love to go spikes here, but I think it's not really too bad. We want that money. I guess we have less need of it with Capricious. Do we want to put Sentient Bottom? I don't think there's much point actually in putting her bottom. Because we want to just have time to heal back before the boss. And maybe even throw a Razor Sharp or two on her. We don't want to put it on a Train Steward because these guys have this stuff. I don't have any spell damage. And of course we lose the 1 out of 3 there. Why wouldn't we? We need that to get that. Guess should be dead. Not the turn we wanted to get that. No, it is what it is. Could die here. Nah, looks like we're good. Now, we'll take damage if... Oh, actually, Infused Mallet did something. Wow. I do wonder if... Is it more important to get Frostbite on him or get some regen here? I think regen here. Then we'll 50-50 this. And we win. Nice. Forgotten Power. You did alright. Look at that, we beat him. Okay. You know what, Spikes? I take it back. You did pretty well there. I hated on you, but I'm willing to eat crow. Caca. Okay, double stack here is good. Probably we'll just take that. I don't want a +10 on an Awake. Holdover Offering. I mean, I will say, for the spells, Capricious often good. Maybe I should have took the Titan Scrap, but it's pretty hard for me in this combo to not take that Holdover Offering token. Endless Health Spikes. Interesting. Thorned Hollow with Incant synergy is enticing. I mean, why not? It'd be better than the Sentient. We can just have the Sentient as a throwaway. I'm not going to do Endless or anything like that. God, pretty shit artifacts so far. Do I take health or damage? Health, I think. We should just do that. We do want initial health. Would that leave me with too little health? I'd have 90 health total. I think I want to start with spikes. I'm just going to throw this there for what it's worth. Right now I might need it. I'm actually kind of weak right now. Depending on what I fight. Yeah, this is probably... They're normally the easiest. God. It's a unit draft with Capricious, so we should take it. It's like... We can't be that confident ever that our banners can actually hit anything. We should put this on, I think. That kills that, that's good. We somehow, I don't know, whatever. Might be fine to do this and that. This is the right steward to have. I don't really lose anything by incanting here. I actually gain here. So you're at 45. Might as well incant. You've been doing alright as a throwaway. So we got 18. I'm never gonna kill that guy. So I think we should just do that. Take damage here, but whatever. It was inevitable. Alright, pretty good start, if I do say so myself. But you never know, I might be saying so not myself, you never know. Wow, this is really good. Okay, Capricious. I talk crap about Spike Sentient and Capricious Reflection, and I'm eating crow. You've been alright. Caca. Razor Sharp Edge or Ensnare Holdover. It's my last chance to get such an easy thing of scaling, but man, a Holdover and Snare is really hard to pass up. They're both really hard to pass up. Thing is, I could still get a Holdover and Snare later, but I could also just find Holdover at a Merchant of Magic. I mean, if this unit draft is good, I'd probably go here. There's... Oaken artifacts aren't very good. This magic is not good. Though, if I have all my upgrades on units, maybe it is good. This magic is still, like, hittable. This one's not so hittable. If I don't hit, like, a pretty good scaler, I could have troubles with mini-boss and Divinity. Am I thinking too far ahead to Divinity, though, here? Like, this really just gets the next few... And I could also argue this on Holdover could kill the mini-bosses. I just do kind of need to find an Animus of Will, though, or probably Multi-Strike, which... Capricious could give, or it could make it so I can't take Multi-Strike, right? If it does something like a +10 or a Rage, we already saw the Rage come in. Yeah, what is safer here? Certainly the Razor Sharp Edge helps my deck out more right now. But endgame, which... Am I worried about the current game right now? I mean... This Thorn Hollow should bang pretty well, and honestly, this still helps the Thorn Hollow. We could go pretty heavy on the Thorn Hollow. There's just nothing in this combo that really allows the Thorn Hollow to shine that much. You know, there's no Wormkin or Umbra shenanigans we can do with it. But... So we really do need a backliner. I think I'm going to take the Ensnare. Hopefully I don't regret this. Jesus, another Holdover offering token? Well, we're definitely getting pushed to incant deck. I think we're definitely going to go left if we don't get an incant unit here. mean, there's no reason to take the Searching Spines right now, but that's pretty good. I have the Energy Siphon already. It's just a better Energy Siphon. Shit. And this wouldn't be the worst if I could find Endless on it. I think we do this. God, we have a lot of redundancy here, though. It's like I have a Spike Sentient that already goes bottom. I already have a Thorn Hollow. I guess I could put the Awoken Hollow into it. It doesn't really make sense. Endless Sillified is interesting. It's probably not going to be good into Temperate, though. Because... well, what we could do is self-infuse it and put it behind Sentient. That's something. That almost makes sense. Could also just take it because it's a sweeper, but... yeah. Is it crazy for me to skip here? I feel like I'm going to skip these. Just don't think they're what we need. I mean, the Titan Sentry, it's like... it would probably be okay. So, I could hit this steel. We gotta give up that Hellvent, though. But if I don't get an incant unit here and I get a Titan Sentry, then that makes me a little... feel a little bit better about skipping that Hellvent. I really do need a backliner right now. These aren't cutting it. I will take this. I will take it. It's never too bad to take a Titan Sentry. I think it's overthinking things to skip it. Let me just double check. Awake. We'd be hunting for holdover, basically. And just cost reductions would be nice, but holdover Razor Strip Edge is really all I want. Cost reduces Awake, maybe, but like double stack is no good. Consumer Move is no good. Permafrost is no good. Never is. I guess I could Permafrost the Ensnare, but that wouldn't really make sense. Even I could double stack on the Energy Siphon doesn't make any sense because I've added no actual damage to my deck. We gotta go left. That's huge. Now I obviously wish I took the fucking Razor Sharp Edge, but you know what? I'm not gonna not take that. Alright, well, we'll take the Titan Sentry. Probably stick with the one that has spikes, and at least we can self-infuse if we need to. Probably we would want to go Titan Sentry at the bottom so it gets as many hits as possible. Sentient middle. Thorn Hollow top. This is the weirdest deck. Is this going to be able to do it at 200 shards? I'm getting down to the wire. I only got 2 more unit drafts now for a backliner. I mean, fuck, I might have to use that goddamn Train Steward. Like, as crazy as that sounds. Like, if I could find a multi-strike on it, maybe. It's possible that I might want Space Extension if I have to do, like, large stone shenanigans. I guess it's always fine to get a Wildwood Sap, though. Maybe I'm overthinking things to try to get Space Extension, especially when it's unlikely that I get it. Yeah, let's just take that. Try for Space definitely not that. Definitely not that. Alright. It's an alright cavern, it's not the greatest. I think I'm going to have trouble getting shards, actually. I know I have a ton of temples coming up, but I think I'm going to take this. There will be spikes on Daedalus, but that doesn't matter too much. Alright, let's put... I guess we could just stack these guys, huh? And go like this. Got 17 Frostbite on them. I think that's pretty good. Instead of putting this down, I want to get around the Ember Drain, and we can just put that down anyway. And that is the guy we want as our backliner. He can benefit from Razor Sharp Edges and such. Okay. Get as many spikes as possible. Put the frostbite there. This is doing alright. That'll hurt. Yeah, probably do that. This will be a good frostbite. Alright, we should be good. We've stabilized here. Boss is pretty screwed. I really redraw that. As you can see though, the amount of spikes I have, I would have to high roll into Petrified Crucible along with getting Shard Channelers, I think, if I had any hope of making this Thorn Hollow work. It's not 100% out of the question, but it's relatively out of the question. I think we're going to play the Awake here. So we should keep the 0 costs. Just put them in here. This is turning out to be quite the fun seed. I don't think it'll be fun very soon, though, depending on this unit draft. And Capricious, even if I get the unit, Capricious could screw me. Okay, ooh. Shard Channeler covers me not getting a proper backliner, but also Ancient Synergy. Because here's the thing, I'm probably good for almost every Relentless with the Thorn Hollow. It's the waves that I'm worried about. I technically actually kind of already high-rolled something for the Thorn Hollow to work. I don't have a whole lot of max health, but I do have armor that kind of represents extra max health. Question is, do I... So it's not going to be Give Offering, but do I want a Shard Channeler or an Ancient Synergy that already has a cost reduction, and I already have spell weakness, somewhat. Might even end up with another one, you know, the top floor thing. This, I think I like taking the Shard Channeler here. The thing that sucks is, you know, absolutely if I find, we could actually even, this isn't the worst thing in the world. I could actually put this into the Thorn Hollow if we find a proper backliner. So basically the Shard Channeler is the best if we don't find a proper backliner, and I will just run it. But if I do find a proper backliner, it's still an okay essence into the Thorn Hollow, right? I start with 5 initial spikes, and I'm just getting 2 spikes every turn. I think I'm going to take it over Ancient Synergy. That is borderline a proper backliner. Borderline. Could just take the Offering Monument. Honestly, not the worst thing in the world if we wanted to dig for this, except I don't have the pip space with it since it has large stone, so... Capricious already kind of sucking. Here's the thing. At 200 shards, Siren... We got Rat Bastard by... This is Capricious. I take the crow back out of my mouth, I present it, and say Capricious Reflection is who we thought it was. These viable options are no longer viable right now. I would have to get a Pyrestone Housing or a Cavern that added health here, because I really need a multi-strike for this to make sense. I think we just commit to the Shard Channeler being what goes on the floor, and hope I'll just get either Incant Armor or health for it. I think with the Holdover Ensnare and a Root Splitting Mask, this should work. I could take the Sentry, which has 10 additional health, and I'd have additional frostbite, which would help for bosses, it would help for waves. So I could take an additional sentry since it sounds like we're not going to use the shard channeler as an essence. I'm still going to hit the steel though. I need to go for endless, and maybe we still get a backliner. If I do take this extra Titan sentry, it's not the end of the world if I just have an extra removal, I suppose. Could also take an offering monument, and its essence is not horrible into the Thorn Hollow. We just don't have, we don't know what to put under the Thorn Hollow right now. I think I'm going to take the Titan Sentry. I know this run is going to be a run that I probably have to think long and hard about. It'll become trivialized probably if I find a good unit with a good upgrade at the upcoming banner, because there's no way I'm doing the Hellvent here. We have to go here. We gotta try for Endless on the Shark. Try to get a proper backliner still. We take this. I think we take Draw still. I could see reasons for Pip or Ember, but we'll have Caverns that we're hitting eventually here. A lot of money for that Trinkets. Shitstone is acceptable on only Animus of Will, and it still is awkward because I can't fit it on the floor right now. Spellchain and Pierce. Spellchain on a offering token is probably happening for sure. Alright, we got health. Oh my god. What is this seed? Oh my god. Oh, ay, ay, ay. Steel Singer opens up. So right now we have a shitstone that we're not going to put on anything. Quick still sucks, but right now I'm only looking for Endless. You know, I could get a multi to open up if I take the Steel Singer. It just really sucks because it's like there is a bit of a catch-22 here. That are we going to heal both the Steel Singer and the Thorned Hollow? I'm also I see the 25 health currently at that shop. I wonder if it's even going to be enough on 200 shards for Shard Channeler. Because that's going to be 20 damage a turn. I mean, I could toss a heal Shard Channeler's way every now and then. It's like, do I wait for... I could probably wait for Incant. I mean, I'm going to potentially hit quite a lot of Merchant of Steels, right? Like this one we're definitely hitting, which I guess means there's no cavern there. But this one we don't know if we're hitting. Like I probably want to, at some point, Hellvent that Shard Channeler. We're not hitting a lot of vortexes, potentially. We've already skipped one. That means we really got to hit that one. Even the Awoken Hollow is weird. It's not out of the question. It adds a pip. But I could put it onto the Thorn Hollow, and then that kind of scales the Shard Channeler. But it's kind of weird. I think I just like Titan Sentry into Thorn Hollow better. Yeah, this is weird, but I think I'm going to skip. I don't think a Steel Singer is better. Here's the problem with Steel Singer. We don't have an Animus of Will now. And absolutely, it already has a slot killed, so like I can't do quick and multi. Or even multiple multi. I can at best do one multi. I'm already on ring 4. I don't necessarily have a massive, like the proper amount of cultivates even to support a Steel Singer. Which is weird to say, but I think I just have a build right now that isn't worth pivoting to this other stuff on. So, do we take this? So, let's think about this. We've got... We'll reroll here. It's another chance at armor incant, because I think I'd absolutely rather have armor incant than 25 health on this thing. Wouldn't I? Because I incant so many times with what's going to be a holdover spell chain offering token and another. I have so many zero costs. So I don't think I settle for a 25. When I'm hitting, it only matters here, like Divinity really, that I get that, that I even get additional health more than I already have. So we have one problem though. Like, we do have a fat deck. I may have to just plan on using every single 25 shard infusion and maybe not be so hard on shards otherwise. I have so much gold, I should probably like throw 25. We know this one's the one that would be endless, right? The one with the spikes, so why don't we throw 25 there? And we could throw that there, just for now. It's 50 gold on a ton of gold, that just helps a little bit. We do get endless. I'm still going to hold out for armor incant on the shard channeler, though. I will say, though, I don't... It's going to be weird now to hit Merchant of Steels, because now what am I doing? I'm basically saying... I'm literally... It's like incant armor or bust at them. I feel like there's a decent chance to find it. I mean, it's... You know, you got 2 slots, right? You got 25 health, 10 damage, a battle stone. Those are the 3 default ones, and then you got 1 unique per clan. So you got the spikes and the incant armor. That's 5 different choices. You roll twice with 2 slots. I don't know what the odds are there, but let's put it this way. We can wait till here. We do need to hit a vortex, because keep in mind, we got a fat deck. That's what she said. But, you know, big part of this is finding Shard Channeler in time. So let's cool it for now. We're definitely going to do the spell chain on that. Don't know if I want to do that. I don't think so. But the first things first, let's get the endless dude here going. We'll get this guy. I think he's worse, right? Put him into the endless guy. This is a case of the best offense being a good defense. You rarely see that from me, right? What do we need to remove from this deck? Oddly enough, Razor Sharp Edge is probably the worst card in this deck right now, as I look through it. I'm trying to think if there's any reason I should even keep the Razor Sharp Edges in this deck. At least the other things are free incants. There really is no reason to have the Razor Sharp Edge. I think I'm going to remove one. And I guess that Titan Sentry will go into the Thorn Hollow. And we can just put a Train Steward into the Shard Channeler, unless... Because I can't really spare a Hell Vent to self-infuse the Shard Channeler. But 15 health is certainly great to have, additional health. That even makes me further not want to wait for an Armor Incant. I could also find a Guardian Totem, which would totally be fine. So... let's remove a Razor Sharp Edge. Keep the rest of the gold for now, I guess. I feel like I could just remove all the Razor Sharp Edges. I really haven't. There's no chance it will ever be useful for me. And now we're at least down to 29. We're at 80 shards is the problem right now. Like, now if I go here, we might not get gold. So let's hold the 190. I'm not re-rolling for anything expensive, though. I could make one more removal. It should be a spell, because we're going to go... Let's think about this. We got fucking 4 more temples. This is a wild map. So we can go. We'll go Sentry into Thorn, Stewie into Shard, and then 1 Stewie into 1 Stewie. That does leave 1 Stewie left over. We could remove a Stewie. Let's remove 1 Stewie. And we could shift Cultivating to get extra draw. Does it really matter that I have extra spikes? I kind of don't think so. Not when I have all of this Frostbite now. Alright. That's a fun run. I'm gonna post this seed, win or lose, to Dusk's thing. Just, I'm gonna say, I don't know if it's blessed or cursed, but it's a run. That's what I'm gonna say. And people will run it probably, hopefully, before this video comes out. That armor's annoying, but it's money. It's Party Boy, and Party Boy probably gets wrecked by us, right? I do wonder, though, if he actually does. We're gonna definitely need to keep space mid to... I feel like this is pretty free. I feel like this is pretty free to take. I mean, we've got the Root Split Mask. I have a Holdover and Snare. I may have to go bottom with this Sentient, though. That's fine. What I could do is... This guy's 25. Nah, I really do need to keep him mid. It doesn't... Nothing makes complete sense here, necessarily. I think I'm better off getting armor here. Okay, we definitely gotta get the Endless guy down. Let's keep this going. Question is, do we need to put this in somewhere? I don't know that I really gained from it. I think I gained more just doing that. Alright, we need to get that Shard Chandler. Luckily we can dig through our deck pretty well with the stuff we have here. I know I'm incanting the shit out of this guy, but I can keep him root-seeded. Might not... it's probably actually worth doing this in the long run. That Frostbite should be good. Alright. The very bottom of the deck. I wouldn't expect anything less. This guy's definitely dead, so let's just keep this guy rooted. I think we need an Ember upgrade. This guy already gave us a draw upgrade, so... we really aren't cultivating much. I think it's because... that we don't have an Ember upgrade. This is a bit of a mess. I do want this thing down here for Party Boy, though. Don't really want to draw the Wildwood up here. I don't lose much. Okay, is there anybody here that isn't rooted? Not really. This guy doesn't attack, though, so we should probably do that. Gotta remember, I'm not really gaining much by incanting, so I don't need to necessarily do it. Oh, that's a lot of damage right there. Okay, anybody surviving? You're rooted, you're rooted. Just in case. We'll do this. Just do this. Definitely need an Ember upgrade. Look at all that frostbite. This deck would love a Cuddlebeard. So I have 39 by 2. We don't want to do too much here. I don't even know if I want to draw. Let's do that. We should be fine here. Let's just make sure we don't, leak any damage that we don't need to. And that will do it. Boom. That would be one hell of a -2, though. With 4 temples in front of us, we're so... Well, we're not guaranteed for it, but we're pretty likely to get a -2. It'll be shit until then, / if I never get it, it'll certainly be shit. Probably an Unleash is just better, right? We don't need to stack regen that much. We already have a double stacked thing. Wildwood Sap. This is kind of anti-everything our deck wants to do. Is it still worth doing, though? Double stack Urchin Spine still has no actual application. Speculatively, it could be worth adding, though. But, I don't know. This is one of those situations where it's like, big part of this deck is I really do need to find Shard Channeler fast. And adding any of these isn't going to help that. I think a Vortex is good here. Health is good. God, there could be some good stuff over to the right, though. It's Incant Armor or Bust. I think this is okay with the Vortex. I think the Vortex directly supports what we're trying to do. We've already wasted a lot of money on removals. I'm going to run out of money eventually here, especially if I want to hit this. I think I definitely want to hit this Trinkets up. So we're not hitting any Merchant of Magics. I guess I should have... I don't know why that just clicked now. I thought I was going to hit one, but I guess I'm not. Because my healing is not great, we could justify a 30 there. I know I have a Unleash Wildwood, but it won't be holdover. We know that. Alright, we get that. That's great. Could also just do an Endless, but I think I would much prefer this. Now I have legitimate reasons to spam incants. These energy siphons are not the greatest. I don't know, they're alright. I don't know what to remove at this point. Let's put the Titan Sentry into this Thorn Hollow first of all. Just help our priority draw out a bit. And just help the next fight. If it's like multi-strike boss, any of the bosses really, we want that in. So we're at 105 shards right now. I can go Steward. I can already get 50 from simply doing the next 2 essences. So I really only need to get 45 shards elsewise. I don't necessarily need to hammer them all in right now. See how expensive our removals are. But I think I definitely still want to do that. Ideally, I think I want to spam restores. It just sucks that the reason we have to take an Ember upgrade really is just because I'm not hitting any Merchant of Magics up. I also didn't hit the -2, so I'm especially glad that I didn't take the thing. I think I would just remove 1 Forgotten Power, 1 Energy Siphon. I don't know, it's tough to say. Unfortunately, I just don't have any offering. I could even argue just removing both, or 2 Forgotten Powers. There's still potential that these siphons could be useful. I don't know, though. These are pretty good into the bosses. I'll do a 1-and-1. And honestly, this could be okay. I could get rid of the Awake, as weird as that is, but it would be a great -2 target. I'll get rid of one more of these. So now I only need 35 shards. I do wonder if I should do that. If I don't find the awake, I don't think I need it. Let's go a little bit easy on ourselves here. So far from what we've seen, this is a no Frenzy Stone run as well. I think Spikes here is pretty non-impactful, right? It's an artifact, but the Spikes don't... I'm gonna wreck this boss. This boss doesn't know what's about to hit him. This is not a fight where Infused Mallet helps. Alright, you gotta go there. You gotta go there. You can go there. And this is probably better than the alternative. Get an incant. Nice. Got a little bit of bow bisection here. Don't want to hold this guy here, I don't think. I don't know. I don't want to draw the sap here. It's not the end of the world if I do. And we'll just do that. The sycophants are only helping us here. So you're still rooted. Still getting armor in the back. This is why this is nice. It's like there is the weird anti-synergy between regen and armor, but now I'm getting armor on the back, which means, you know, if I do somehow die to this, which I guess with this, I should probably do this. That certainly helps, but, yeah, we'll see. I should hopefully do enough damage here that even if Thorn Hollow dies, I got enough built up in the back here that things go okay. May want to try to... I don't want to redraw before playing this, but I also don't want to redraw it. I gotta be honest, I don't know that this holdover offering token has been worth playing. Let's just let's do this. I was hoping it would make my decision for me. I'm gonna not play it. I don't think building up armor for this at this point is better than just cultivating a bunch. Did I really not play that? I must have just completely passed that over. Alright, well, before I forget, we don't want to draw into the awake here. Alright, we got it. But, that wasn't the best. Definitely could have gone better. It's possible if this was, you know, it's a good thing it's Fel and not Arcus. Cage. What do you think if that makes any sense? I highly doubt it. Yeah, there's no way this makes sense. If I got a split anvil, it would. But, yeah, that's asking a lot. This is why you never reach for an artifact, by the way. Engraft, but it has a useless upgrade. It's probably still okay. I mean, if I have the reasons, I probably won't take Bambalash. I don't know though. Should I? I may. It's probably the best thing that could get piercing. It's pretty expensive. If I add piercing, at a 2 cost, it's pretty tough. I honestly think I'd rather just have the engraft. Yeah, I think I'd rather have the engraft. Nope. If there's any magic I could justify, it's this one. I mean, what am I even looking for at this point from artifacts? Like, just Petrified Crucible? And I guess maybe draw on heal? Whatever that one's called, Sap Tap, I think. Anything else? I mean, double incant isn't even amazing. I would take it, obviously. It's probably pretty good here, actually, but like spell weakness to the top currently doesn't do anything. Sting every turn might be worth it. I could see it being bad too. Whereas if I go left, I could get a holdover. I guess Unleash would what we would want to hold over instead of Engraft. Unless I see a -2 here, I would probably actually want to hold over the Awake, in all honesty. I'm not opposed to spell chaining this Ensnare as well. We might need it for Divinity. I also could just get something at this Caverns that helps with my mana situation. Or my pip situation. Although I don't really have a pip situation. Only if I want to set up mid, which I'm pretty sure I don't. Double stack any good? I could double stack the other sap. Cost reductions would always be nice. Cost reductions would certainly help. Free artifact, free removal though. There's too much value. Interesting. That's not one I thought of, but that's worth considering. Okay. We'll do that here anyway. I mean, now it's a lot easier to draw into. And let's go Steward into Shard Channeler. I hope we're not messing ourselves up too much by going 155 into this, but I don't know. I feel it's okay. Could start with Unleash. Don't think I want to. We could do Icicle Fracture, maybe? I don't think so, though. We could do Thorn Fruit, and then we're even more well into... I think a Thorn Fruit's serviceable here. I think a Gnarled Root is good here. I'll take it. It also opens up Adaptive Mutation, kinda. Kinda. I don't think it's really worth re-rolling here unless I want to get the information of what's available. Like, I wouldn't really game plan around any trinkets at this point. Like, whether I know a Petrified Crucible is coming or not isn't that important to me. I think we just get rid of 2 more Forgotten Powers. They're not going to be that useful to me at this point. We're pretty good. We're down to a 23 card deck. I'm feeling alright. What was there anything else here? Intrinsic? Not really, right? Not really. Okay. It's, that's something, I guess. I'll definitely take the Scourge damage here. Well, I mean, Sentient won't kill this any better than this would. Oh, he actually has 3 attack. Interesting. But yeah, let's get these 2 up here. Get an incant going. Oh my god, 2,000 health Fell has. Yikes. Alright, we want that. I can play this later. So I can, yeah, let's... see what we can draw into here. That was basically what I was looking for, is engraft. Which means I can do this. I guess Cuddlebeard would be pretty good. I don't really want to replay this. Well, he's not going to die much. This we're never going to play. We're always going to discard that. I almost should just not play these, because I can, with these offering tokens, one of the big benefits is that I just continually throw these away, right? So I should do that. I get as many of these as possible. We're going to need as much armor as possible. I think this is, if I die, this is where I'm going to die. So we really need to kick it into high gear. I think it's worth throwing one of these down here so that I don't have to replay this thing. Alright, we definitely want that. Probably no better time to play this. This is why I'm like, should I have really given the Forgotten Powers away? Maybe not. Like, they're better to have in the deck right now than the restores, oddly enough, but I think when I get the extra energy, that story is going to change. Again, I just don't really want to redraw that. We play both restores here. If I could redraw this, that would be great. I actually shouldn't discard this quite yet. Discard it with the next. We want to redraw the deck first. We don't want to draw there. And I really just need to try to get a 1 out of 3 here. It's fine. Much more worried about getting as many spikes as possible. Is this worth it? I'm only getting find out. I think it is worth it. I guess I technically have a reason for spell weakness now. Alright, we got it. Look at that though, he's actually dying. Like, I'd be lying if I said I was super confident that we were going to win there. Alright, he's living now. Living large. Look at that. I mean, if we can beat that, Ring 7 boss single strikes, that's the only fear. And if it's living armor, we're not scared. A zero cost Ice and Fire I think is absolutely worth it here. Is a holdover Hoarfrost worth it? I doubt it. Yeah, we'll do that. And we want Ember, because I can't really justify Merchant of Magics at this point. I also don't think I can justify this Vortex, but I have a lot that I could Hellvent that could be pretty good. I mean, really, the deck is relatively thin right now. I could just Hellvent the Shard Channeler right now. It's an option. I think this Concealed Caverns will give us some direction, hopefully. A -2, you say? That could go in that Wildwood Sap. It's pretty hard to get out. Let's take a look here. Okay. Should have done the Train Stewards together then. Do I really need a Energy Siphon? At this point I really don't need the Foregone Power, honestly. The Siphon still could have application with... because I'll always have the Stings able to hit and break spell weakness on the frontliner, so the Ice and Fire doesn't need piercing. I think we'll remove the Foregone Power. Absolutely, we want one of the Awoken Rares. Hopefully something like another Unleash. Or an Adaptive. That is a weird one. Here's the problem. I didn't actually gain that many spikes. Like... oh, that's a tough one. I don't know that Adaptive is worth adding. It certainly spikes my attack. If I Hellvent it, I could flip back eventually and I get more health in the long run from it, but it definitely slows the deck down a bit, I think. And is like kind of awkward, but it would be a pretty good -2 target. Like I could -2 that and Hellvent it. That is certainly not out of the question. I'm gonna do it. So, do I need to do this? That pretty much brings me to 200, but I know that I definitely want a second one of those Shard Channelers, which is already 15. You know, for the upcoming fight, it's shorter than the final 2 fights. I think right now the Shard Channeler is more important, to have 2 of them. And just, yeah, we'll be a little bit over 200 most likely, because I'm probably going to have to Hellvent this. Unless there's a spell chain. If there's a spell chain, I can go to exactly 200 and then just Hellvent something else like the Unleash or something that doesn't cost shards. So Cultivating would give me a little bit, just 10 more initial health, but it would let me survive longer in that I cultivate a bit more to myself. Do we think that's worth more than doubling the spikes? Because if I double the spikes, at least like, well, 20 is not a good breakpoint for anything really in the next fights. I would say the Cultivating, just the more turns I can get of extra from him is good. And I don't think we need an intrinsic on anything. I would need it on the unit. Alright. We also, like, we could also just not go the Hellvent route and maybe go here if I think... I can always force whatever comes here. Whatever 15 is here, I can force it. I'm actually kind of leaning toward... Well, I don't know. If I take the adaptive and I want to use it, I should Hellvent it if I don't get Spell Chain. I only have a 1 out of 3 of Spell Chaining it. Mark shouldn't be hard here. Forehead. I should survive it in the worst case. Probably want as much money as I can get. Ooh, nice. I gotta say, Infused Mallet has not been abysmal. We should do this before we put it down. Oop, that was almost fucking game losing. Oh, I just realized it's a penitent. You think I would have realized and just complained a bit. I could play this just so I stop redrawing it, but nah, we should just get the heal. Darn, the most important mallet was not hit, but you know what? I can still get it. We should heal you. Do that. Yeah, I don't want to take any chances. Can do that, I guess. Alright, you'll kill that. We can do that. That's like right now I could get extra attack, but I can't really flip back. I think similar to the last fight, we're just gonna throw these out. This will do that. This will do that. Tell you what. Could just do that right now. It doesn't really make sense either. It's like I should just wait and come back to it, and toward the boss it should be a good flip. One where I actually gain health and damage, I think. Alright, we definitely want that. That. You're not gonna die. So I think we just need more cultivates. Gonna get that out of there while we can. So glad we took the Titan Sentry. No spell weakness. Well, we can dig for the spell weakness. There it is. This guy is the only one not rooted. Let's root this one though, because that guy's definitely dying. Can put this guy there. All in due time, right? I'm still losing health. I'm kind of wondering about the adaptive now. It might have been a mistake. I expected a little more. I guess I thought in my head I was like, it'll do the damage I'm gaining from spikes, which is like tripled, but it's just the flat spikes that I have, which is not much. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna play this and try to redraw it. I won't throw that yet until I draw. think since we've determined this thing is no good, let's just get some extra damage back here. Well, I mean, maybe by the time... Whatever. I just want to see if it's worth hell venting that thing or even spell chaining it. We could fish for the thing here. Alright, didn't find it, but that's fine. So they're dying, they're rooted. Man, if I could get a Cuddle Beard, that would... I don't think I'm going to play the Titan Sentry here. That's just extra damage I don't need to deal with. Healing this also doesn't make sense. How did this guy get up to 30 attack already? I really hope I don't die to living armor. That would literally be the worst. Right now it's almost looking like I should play some of these Scourges. I should keep drawing. Well, it's now or never for the for this. Do we do it? I think so. I'm doubling my damage at the cost of 2 health. I think that makes sense, right? That's a lot closer than I'd like it to be. Alright. Still not 100% confident. I don't know. It's a tough one to navigate because usually I'm on a 200 shard run. Like, I'd be comfortable on 100 shards for sure right now, but on a 200, I don't know. I even wonder about this. Oh man. You know what's funny? This actually would have been a decent thing to put on the dudes. It's fine though, I'm not gonna add it now. So we already got 2 of those, and that's where my pip is. I do wonder if another holdover and snare is needed. I don't know that it is. Divinity is going to be a completely different world than we've been dealing with, though. Very different world. I think I will take another one. Little late for the Guardian Stone. I don't think I'll take a Drain. I mean, I could take a Drain, but I don't know how much sense that makes. Could definitely help against some of these bosses. Do I take that? This is my last card draft. Could help keep these guys alive. I mean, I have to incant quite a lot to keep up with 19, 20 damage. To incant 10 times a turn. I mean, I'll probably incant 10 times a turn, but... And then they got a little bit of pyre, or, you know, HP buffer, and every now and then I can throw an Unleash, which resets that. I think I don't take it. It's just like not almost there for being useful enough. Now I'm wondering about the adaptive. I could go to the right and I can force whatever 15 shard upgrade is there. The worst one for this deck obviously would be -2, but it wouldn't be horrible on this Wildwood Sap. And then beyond that, then I'd be right at 200, so I'd have him at 19 damage. That's good, right? And I could make a few more cost reductions, which would help quite a lot in this deck. I have no Merchant of Steel upgrades to make. There are holdovers that I would still like, such as Unleash the Wildwood, and honestly, I could, if I'm worried about wanting to replay Adaptive Mutation, Consume Remove is open. So I think we go to the right here. The rare time when I skip a Hell Vent. Oh, welcome to the easiest choice of my life. Petrified Crucible, baby. Prior's Cloak, not 100% out of the question either, but just matters what we're going to do with the money here. Double stack could go on the sap. Help with Relentless rounds. Ooh, Spell Chain. Could Spell Chain that, could Spell Chain that. That's what I'm feeling currently. So we'll go right to 200 no matter what. I think I want to see if there's a Consume Remove or not. Is this worth double stacking? I believe so. It's worth, I think. That should be 0. We always play that. I'm not going to hold it over. If I hold over something, it's either Unleash or Awake. I'm leaning toward Awake. We'll see. I'm not necessarily huge on money here, enough to be like doing a plus 10 when I realistically probably don't need a plus 10 at this point. Is the Prior's Cloak going to do much? Is it going to do enough? I don't think so. Sketches is going to be too awkward. Now, if I had taken a Restoring Retreat, maybe. Okay. I doubt these are worth my money, so we can be a little reckless here. 10 there is probably better, right? We somehow, I don't think, ever got a plus 30 damage upgrade on 5 temples. It's pretty wild. That's a holdover. The reason I'm leaning toward Awake is I still hit the Unleash often enough, but this allows me to really stack that regen for Relentless, and I feel like Relentless is what I'm most worried about. So it's either that or Unleash. Am I gonna lose a Spike Channeler is what it comes down to. I mean, I can always toss an Awake on a Spike Channeler. I think that's fine. We definitely want to cost reduce probably these over these, I think, because like now with the holdover Awake, it's not that important that I play these saps, but the restores keep coming back into the deck, so I might as well. What did I put? Oh yeah, Engrafts. It's fine. Is there anything that I should Surge down here? I think with a holdover Awake, it's probably okay to Surge Stone one of these. It's probably okay to remove one as well. Well, it's probably should just remove a Steward. We got a Vortex though, right? So we Vortex out the Stewards. And we have our single remove on... I think I still like the Siphon with the Ice Empire. I think we remove a Restore. I could also remove a Wildwood Sap, honestly. I think we remove a Restore. Alright, I think we're good. Hopefully I still have enough... I mean, adding the Petrified Crucible allowed me to remove those restores, I feel, so... Yeah. Oh, wow, I almost didn't go in with 200. That would have been bad. So... I think I spell chained this. I have 2 ensnares. I don't think I'll need to spell chain them. I don't want to spell chain another offering token. I don't want to spell chain any of these. I could spell chain the restore. I think I like the adaptive a bit more. Yeah, so we'll go right to 200. Perfect. Almost invalidated the greatest run of all time. Well, if we win this, which I think we will, you gotta give it to Thorn Hollow. Alright. Definitely start this up top. And you can go here. You can go there. No need to have him get hit, I don't think. Just break some damage shield here. Can play that later. The only thing I wish is that we had a Cuddle Beard, but that's fine. We definitely want that on holdover. What do we do beyond that? Do I play this? Turns out, yeah. And we got this. Probably will never be able to play these Wildwood Saps. Maybe I should have actually cost reduced them. It's fine though. Considering I was able to get through 2 rings in a row with a deck full of Scourges, I think I'm gonna be fine. We could flip this now. I should put this guy down. If I could find an Unleash, I might toss it down there. I'd like to keep this guy alive, I think. Let's see if we can dig for it. We gotta play that. I'm gonna wait and be a little bit more greedy with that. Alright, well he's still living, or she's still living. We should be able to get there next turn. Just keep building up this regen. I'll get props for props due. Sentient's been alright as a throwaway, which is probably where she's best. And like I said, I'd like to keep her alive, if possible. Rather burn that out. We're already drawing enough, so let's just have that die. Keep our armor for whatever it's worth. Pretty good amount of frostbite on Seraph the Temperate. We should get this out of here, I think. What do we got to draw? I don't know if I want to play these this next turn. If I'm already drawing full... I have 1 out of 3. I think I want to flip my adaptive now. I need to restart my music, by the way. Okay. She's barely surviving. Alright, so we'll go and flip it. Guess it wasn't really all that crazy, but you know what? It is a stat increase, and That's alright. I just don't want to keep redrawing it. Who do I want to keep alive? You or you? If I do this, I don't have to... I could throw 1 year away. It's fine. This is probably worth it that we do this. We're already drawing full... Yeah, I don't want to play that. I gotta say, the Spellchained Offering token was hard to gauge if it was great or not. I think it was overall good. But you know, it's never 100% certain, right? Might as well do this damage. I added a pretty good amount of damage. Might as well finish that guy off. At 40 regen, that's arguably should be enough, especially with the amount of spikes I'm running with here. I hope that I could see Divinity's Relentless killing me. I hope not. It's possible. Because he gains a lot of damage on sleep, and I'm not really going to be stacking armor on my backliners. That's why I probably should have considered Drain more. So if I lose, it's because I didn't take Drain. I guess I could always go mid. I don't know, though. Tough to say. This is interesting. I don't think we could have got much worse draw orders here. Fuck. Okay, so what we're gonna do is this. We'll just toss these here, I guess. I guess it'll be nice that this has regen on it, but sucks that our Unleash got drawn there. Alright, at least we have these from the get-go here. See if I draw into Awake or Engraft first. Okay, we draw into Engraft. I think we should do it like this. Yeah, we are. At least I have Petrified Crucible. I am doing damage to Divinity each turn at least, but man, this is a little bit iffy. I think losing Sentient is fine. I always have to play this Awake. That just has to happen. We definitely have to have these. I feel like I definitely need to get greedy with the thing there. Okay. Alright. I think overall it is good to have the spell chain here. Always has to have that. Whatever. Let's go there. There's no energy siphons, we'll just do that. do that. I need to keep incanting, unfortunately, for this guy, but whatever. It still might have been a mistake to get rid of those restores, I don't know. Probably want to get rid of that. We still need to go bottom, but definitely sucks that these guys lived. I don't think it'll matter. You know, it only matters if I die in a, you know, in a hit here, but I think it'll be fine. We have to be as greedy as possible with this. Drawing through these is yeah, okay, perfect. It's like I can't keep redrawing into those, and yeah. Titan Sentry definitely Shrek to that group. Alright, we definitely cannot die here. That guy living, not the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. Damn. Okay, we need to draw Ice Empire. I need to not bottom deck basically either of them. I think I'm guaranteed to do that though, right? I probably don't need Titan Sentry. I can throw him if I have to. Okay, there's that. Why don't we just throw that? And Ice and Fire. So they were the very last two. The game wanted to fuck me as hard as it could. You know what? I can come back to Sentry. I actually didn't kill him, but thank God we're still alive. Thank God we got the armor. Fucking hell, dude. So Titan Sentry mid might have been smarter. Just throwing that one out there. And speaking of that... Fuck, dude. This is such a catch-22. 25 by 2. I have to kill this guy. Okay, good. They're dying, so that's good. Yeah, this is really fucked up, though. We're building a little bit of armor on the back. We need to take this out if we can. Does that even take any of these out? This is I don't think it really does actually. That's not good. It's really not good. I have energy siphon in there somewhere. should have put them down at below. This might be... Well, we can do this. I guess this doesn't matter, huh? I'd actually be better off doing this. We won without playing and needing to play anything. Wow, we did it. We fucking did it. Just for good measure, you know? Just for good fucking measure. We're gonna play it out, because this is my goddamn victory lap on this fucking run. I don't care that I'm incanting this motherfucker. Like, holy shit, what a run. So there we go, it's possible. 200 shards without, you know, Umbra or Wormkin. It's possible. We did it. We did it, Reddit. That's probably one of the most satisfying of wins of this 200 shard series. If I were to lose the next game with Tethys, I wouldn't even complain, because that's one for the ages. Full health and everything, too. I am definitely going to submit this one to Dusk's Pool. I feel like it's kind of cursed. Like, yeah, you find good spike stuff, but probably at 100 shards it's fine. I wonder, here's the thing, there was only that one Thorn Hollow. If they don't take the Thorn Hollow, there's probably an Awoken... It sucks, because, like, there was no Awoken Sweeper, there was no Animus of Will. We saw everything there was to see. And they weren't there. There was a Nameless Siren, there was a Sulfite. Are they going to lean into those? I'll be really curious what people do. God, that was a good one. Freaking so fun. Ooh. Feels good, man. Yeah, I will say I don't think Adaptive Mutation was necessary. Probably could have been better off not doing it. And I would say probably the Drain would have helped. But those are minor things. I think everything else I did was about as well as you could have done it. I think I was correct on taking Ensnare, the first Ensnare, over the Razor Sharp Edge, given what we had. I prepared for the worst case scenario, and the worst case scenario happened. We didn't find a backliner somehow in this combo. So we essentially navigated what I would say is a cursed run at 200 shards. Now obviously, yeah, we do end up finding the shard channelers and stuff, but it's still a lot to get going, right? We nearly died. We almost died that one wave. I could have prepped it a bit better, but yeah. Pumped. I stand by the Unleash over the Ancient Synergy, and I stand by Engraft over Spike thing. And I think I still stand, even though it was awkward, I still stand by the spell chain here. The Incant Armor, if we didn't have it, we'd be dead. Absolutely, it was necessary. So anyway, let's generate the challenge as always. Thanks for watching. Big thanks. Thanks for everybody that's sticked with me for this long. It's been a ride. Hour 36. Wow. Starting mining donate. You can mine some good donations of Bitcoin during that time. That's about all I can think about with that. With that name there, copy the deep link, put it to Dusk's Discord. As always, much love, and until next time, peace.